Hi again. Welcome to The Way I Do It. If you haven't been here before, my name is Chris Dahlgren, and I'm located in Jamestown, New York. You can see over my shoulder here is my New Holland hay liner. I bought this at auction earlier this year, and while we were using it, the pickup head quit spinning. I think it may be somewhat of a common problem on older machines. Watch along here to see how I fix it. On this New Holland 275 baler, you can see it's 275 with a serial number of 12608. I'm not sure what year that makes it, but we'll call it 50 years old. So the problem I'm having today is my pickup head stopped. And what I found I could do quickly was take a hammer and beat the crap out of the shaft here. So of course that mushroomed the shaft. It's going to make it hard to get apart. What's happening is, I believe, is the bearing in here is bad. And I had this couple of these off. The bearing's bad over here. So what that does is it allows the cam to get all jammed up over here. And so let's get this apart and get some new bearings in it. So to get a better look at what we have here, here's your drive from the other side. I guess we can show you that too. So the power takeoff goes into the main gearbox, which drives the plunger on one side, and it drives both your knotter and your pickup head on this side. This long chain goes down to the pickup head drive shaft. Underneath that cover is a clutch, so if your pickup head does stop, that clutch will spin theoretically without breaking anything. So you have this pretty sturdy looking system here for your pickup head drive shaft. Okay, that big bar comes all the way across the machine, the full width, which is like 9 or 10 feet, to here. This sprocket then drives your pickup head, and it does it in a counterclockwise. So this sprocket is rotating this way. It comes down to the idler pulley, over the chain, back over this idler, and back to the drive pulley. So when if this drive pulley, which turns clockwise, comes up over this pulley, it reverses the direction, causing this to turn counterclockwise and pick up the hay. So you can see where, with the bad bearings, this slid over and it was hitting. Now the final failure to cause the chain to break may have been my own fault, because I was in a ditch and I was grounding out. But again, like I say, that clutch should slip instead of breakage or other things. So you can see in here where it was hitting, and you can see a little dust cloud of metal that was hitting. So yeah, this needs to be fixed. Hopefully it didn't destroy here's my cam, I guess, my eccentric, to make everything work right. So let's see how this comes apart the easiest. Looks like this might actually come right off. We may have to remove this because I beat on it just to get through the load of hay. I beat on it. Somebody had done it before me, so this is probably pinched in there, and the shaft is probably ballooned. So I'm going to probably grind the shaft down before I even try to pull that off. So let's see how it goes.
you don't clean all the grease off. Those things need to be greased for rust protection. Again, this is 50 years old. Out. If somebody had been anal and pressure washed this and all, even if it got stored inside.
That grease on there, let me take that pin out. We'll see how the shafts come off. But you can see where the rest of it there is all rusty. That's from storing it outside, having a lot of hay on it. This is a cheap China puller. Thank you for making it for us. Came from a estate auction, in my case. Let's see how it works. So forth. We can see right here, you can see that part, that the shaft has been cut and welded. I'm thinking that's probably the route I'm going to take to change the bearing, because we started on this side on disassembling this, but I just don't see it being practical, because there is a piece on that shaft in there that runs a cam, and I don't see this coming off that easy. Cutting this hay off with a utility knife, and see what I found right here. That could have been part of the culprit. I had rebaled a broken bale, and I was a little lazy not to look for the strings. So yeah, when you have bales broken in the field, always grab the strings. I mean, anywhere, in the barn, any place. Don't let the strings lay around, don't let them get away, because yeah, they may rot in time, but until they rot, they'll cause a problem. So let me get this cleaned off, we'll have a better look at it.
Before I get into the rest of the repair to the shaft, we're over here on this other side. I hung up the bearing on the opposite end. Now I'm going to do the same here, so I can rotate the shaft. I can get it in position before I lock the collars.
So first things first is to get the right bearing retainer on here, which I think was this one. Okay. And this locking collar is going to go in here. We have access under here. Sorry about the camera work. There. It's going to go like that. This will go like that. And bearing should go
there. There's some debris on here. I don't know what it was from, but couldn't do it one-handed, so we got it on there. Now we can see right here kind of the clearance. Okay, that's got to have a little bit of clearance. So once we get this all in place, we'll get that set up.
Let's carry on this. See if I can do this with one hand.
There we go. I had to lift the shaft and put the bolt in. I'm not going to tighten those until I get the well, get the spacing I want, I guess. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is take a softer hammer, a block of wood, and we're going to tap this over a little bit.
There. Now it moves some. We have, looks like a good clearance here. So, all the pickup there somewhere. I guess they'll look in the middle. Okay. And then that's what it looks like over there. So at this point, I can put the collars on and tighten the collars. And the way you do that is you just bring the collar over here until it goes over it. This is a drive. So you just bring that around. I don't know if I got anything here that'll. I'll probably tap that on with a chisel or a punch. Okay, so I took my chisel and I drove down. You can go up or down. It's just an eccentric. And then you just put your Allen wrench in. And that will lock it in place. So this collar actually does the locking on the shaft.
Here I just have to get it aligned because I'm working through this small area at the top.
See how beaten up that is from rubbing? Probably was doing it for this whole season. Probably was another reason they got rid of it. So again, what had happened is neither one of these collars, the bearing on the other side was completely destroyed, so that wasn't going to hold it in place. This one had come apart, so that collar that I just clamped on in here locks this onto the shaft. And that's what holds it from going side to side. And when it comes out too far, and actually I just got rid of a baler that had that problem, and I thought it was a problem with the bearing in here, but I'm thinking it was the same bearing. So yeah, so now let's go ahead and weld up that shaft.
Okay, let's get this back together.